Thomas R. Marshall retired from politics at the end of his term as vice president in 1921. He would subsequently move to his native Indiana to live in the state capital Indianapolis. He would have brief tenures in both the U.S. Federal Coal Commission and Lincoln Memorial Commission after his retirement. Marshall would also author a memoir and resume a law career after his time as U.S. Vice President. Marshall's last public address was given at Manchester College in North Manchester, Indiana, days before his death. Afterward, Marshall traveled to Washington, D.C. from Indianapolis, Indiana, for a temporary stay. During his time in Washington, D.C. before his death, Marshall had reportedly developed a cold and significant nervous exhaustion but was making reported slivers of recovery. At about 9:30 a.m. on the morning of June 1, 1925, Thomas R. Marshall suffered a fatal heart attack in his Washington, D.C. hotel room. Marshall, who was 71 years old at the time of his death, was reading one of his favorite passages in the Bible while in a chair when he suffered his heart attack and quietly passed away, according to his nurse. Marshall's wife, Lois, was reportedly present in another room when he died. Political colleague and U.S. President at the time of Marshall's death, Calvin Coolidge, paid tribute to Marshall in a public statement, stating that his feelings in reaction were of a real sense of personal loss. After his passing, Marshall's body was put on display in Washington, D.C., and a memorial service was conducted. After this, his body was returned back to his home state, and his body was set to lie in state in Indianapolis for 2 days. A second memorial service was conducted in Indiana on June 9, 1925. After the service, Thomas R. Marshall was buried in Section 72, Lot 1 of Crown Hill Cemetery in Indianapolis.